Right, Manny. Thanks, Ruby.
Sorry.
Okay, part of our the reason why we got to do this film was I promised them we'd do a very short rap about Glam.
A rap about Glam?
So take it away, Manny.
Fuck off!
No, just come on. A little rap, please. Manny, we really want to start the episode.
My name is Mansfield, and I'm here to say that the film Glam is more than okay.
Thank you very much. Let's get on with the show. Hello everyone and welcome to the Let's Watch Horror podcast. And you're here with me, Rob, Manny.
Hello.
And our newest guest, Unwell Ruby.
Yeah, you're a bit under the weather today, aren't you, Ruby?
Only slightly.
Yeah.
Bless you.
I may not be contributing an awful lot, but I am here.
Yeah, we feel a bit bad, but we forced her onto the podcast today.
Yeah, no, it's got to be the deadly trio.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we tried the first one without you, Manny, and people missed you.
Aww.
Yeah.
Cheers, guys. You make me feel awful wanted.
Yeah. I mean, we missed you as well.
Oh, you don't have to.
I love that you had that as an afterthought.
Yeah. I better say it. So we just finished watching Glam, a film that isn't even out yet, which I feel very lucky that we got a chance to watch it.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Insane, to be perfectly honest with you. I never would have guessed that, like, just starting off a little podcast with like us three would have led to, you know, independent filmmakers just straight up sending us, you know, a version of their work. It's a privilege. It really is.
That's the thing, like getting in touch with these independent horror creators and them getting in touch with us and just having a chance to talk about it and to see their films and to give them a chance to explain their films to us. It really feels like we are part of a horror community now. And it's so much fun. You know, every time I log onto the computer, I'm like, what kind of email would I have had of someone? We literally had another one today, which we're going to be doing in a few weeks' time, that I'm really excited about. And just, every time I turn on my laptop now, it's a little bit more exciting than it used to be.
Yeah, we found our family, mate.
Yeah.
We really have. You know, it's our people. Other people who are freaks like us. It's great.
Oh, there are plenty of freaks out there, I'll tell you that one.
Bloody well hope so.
But no, this film is called Glam, and it's going to be coming out in 2019. That's so weird saying that, because when I told you earlier, Manny, 2019, you thought, oh, that's ages away, and you realise it's a couple of months now.
Yeah, no, November at the time of recording.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
You know, it's like, but yeah, I always get that at the end of every year. It's like people say, oh, it's coming out next year, and my brain just goes forward into like, whoa, man, that's too long. And then you go, oh no, it's literally like 8 weeks away.
Yeah.
You know,
exactly. This film is just about. It's going to go on the festival circuit, so hopefully some of you will be lucky enough to see it there. Mm-hmm. And hopefully it does very well on there. We're not quite sure when or how it's going to be released, but yeah, we've got to see it, so we don't need to worry about that.
Don't brag too much, mate. No, we'll leave links to the creator of the film, and so you can, you know, if you're interested, you can keep up to date with what they're doing, and you know, if there is a release and when it is released, you can check it out for yourself.
So, Manny, what was your first reaction to this before we talk too much about it? Let's have your initial reaction as we just watched the thing.
My initial reaction was that there were some things I really genuinely liked about it. I mean, we all noted that the cinematography and the camera work was really, really good. Like it looked good. The shots were nicely placed, and it definitely, you know, it didn't feel amateurish in terms of how it was shot at all. The set design of there is one main set. The first scene is sort of shot on location. The second one is the set. I really enjoyed the set design. And the, you know, believe me, I think, you know, if our audience do desire to watch this film, I think they're going to really enjoy what they did with the bad guy. I've got to give props to that actor. He did a really, really good job. He was creepy. You know, it left me wanting more. You know, I definitely felt as though I wanted to see more of what was going on and to get more of an idea of what this, you know, the kind of the motivations of the characters or whatever, what have you. But it was definitely very interesting.
Yeah, I definitely found that as well. I found watching it that I really wanted to just see what happens in the next 10 minutes. You know, like if we could see what's going to happen with the next part of it. But I think that was cool because we had a discussion about it, didn't we? It left us kind of trying to work out what happens. We can't tell you about that discussion because you know, the film isn't even out yet. I thought that was quite cool. I especially like the cinematography about it. I thought that was really cool, the way it was shot. And it starts off. It looks like it's from a company called Cine Savage, which I don't know too much about, but that kind of flashes up on the screen, and that's cool. It comes with some nice synthy music, very reminiscent of It Follows. I found.
Yeah, it has that kind of 80s vibe about it, doesn't it?
Things and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I mean, I'm a bit of a sucker for that style of music in my horror films, so fair play.
I kind of think that the 80s music, synthy sound, kind of goes with what we're watching, because I don't think that stuff really works with, like, well, I suppose you just said Stranger Things, but I don't think it works with, like, monsters and kind of, like, heavily creature features. It doesn't really work with overly gory films, synthy sounding music.
Really?
I don't think so, no.
I've got to disagree with you.
Oh, yeah?
Personally, I really enjoy. I mean, I'm biased. I do quite like that sound. You know, I like John Carpenter soundtracks and stuff like that. I mean, it just has a bit of a special place in my heart. And I mean, I've seen plenty of like monster movies which have had like similar kind of like soundtracks to that, where I think it has definitely added. But you know, personal preference. You know, always got to leave some room for personal preference.
This film, the basic premise of the film is two women are walking along a sidewalk in America. It was West Virginia. This film is shot in.
Yep.
When we were watching it, we saw WV, and we were thinking, where's WV? It's obviously a state.
Yeah.
And then we found out it's West Virginia.
One of the girls sounded completely Australian to me, so I was like, is that an Australian
kind of
show, or is it an American?
Just show it. All of us are just showing a general ignorance to our geography a little bit. But I mean, my US geography is rubbish. Literally, the only thing I know is that New York is on the East Coast and LA is on the West Coast, and that's literally because of rap music. So you know, I know nothing.
You must at least know what Iowa is.
Oh yeah, I know Iowa is a place where they grow lots of corn, and that's where Slipknot is from. That's literally it.
And Michigan, King 810, don't forget.
Oh god,
you know more than you think you do.
Yeah, you know, but if someone had a little route around, you know what I mean, they could get some decent thing. But yeah, it was shot in West Virginia. You know, the camera work I think was definitely like my favourite thing about the film, along with the performance of our antagonist. Like you got a really good view of the street. It looked, you know, like I said, it didn't look amateurish at all.
I'll give you our front of the IMDb preview. Two friends, Sophie and Lane, enjoy a night out before finding themselves at the mercy of a madman obsessed with perfection. That's it. That's all we got to go into this film with. And it pretty much sums it up.
Yeah, it does.
I actually find that last little bit, obsessed with perfection, really helpful in interpreting this a little more specifically.
Yes.
I think if that wasn't included, you could either go in a million different directions with what was happening and why this was happening, or you could just, you know, accept it for what it is that you're seeing and not read anything into it. So it's quite helpful having that little bit of extra info.
I think it is,
and combining that with the title being Glam.
Yeah.
You know, you get a general idea of the.
You're getting a bit more of a thematic input there, aren't you? And where to go with it in your, analysing it afterwards.
I do like the name as well, Glam.
It definitely makes it stand out. You know, I mean, it doesn't sound like a typical horror title at all. You know, because I mean, if that is one thing when you're scrolling through, you know, your Netflix or your Amazon Prime, and you're looking at all of these horror films, and they have like the most generic titles ever, like, you know, a haunting in fill in the location here, or like, you know, an ominous sounding adjective,
the
like heinous.
Of.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So Glam, you know, it's short, it's snappy, it does click
Yeah,
out.
I do think Glam is better than A Kidnapping in West Virginia.
Yeah, well done. You did show. It definitely does.
See, I can create horror film titles.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, this one would be called A Failed Podcast in Folkestone.
Oh, that's just sad.
I know, because it's about us. The director of this short film is called Sam. His name is Sam Hodge.
Yeah.
He has done some work before. It was called 12 Pole.
We watched the trailer for that.
It looks really cool. I'm going to have to talk to him and see if we can get a chance to watch that one as well, because the trailer of that looks really cool, and that is in the same. It was on the same YouTube page as you'll find the trailer for this one. So definitely check that one as well.
Yeah, no, I was very intrigued by that. I must say, it does look looks very ominous. Look like there's some good effects work. You know, like, I don't want to say too much about the trailer, so you can check it out for yourself. But yeah, you know, if we can take liberties and say, hey, can we watch another film as well? That would be nice.
Yeah, this is definitely a call out to you, Sam. If you could point us in the direction of how we could watch 12 Pole, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Of course.
He also does a lot of work on soundtracks for other films as well. He's quite a busy man. And it was also co-directed by Brittany Hensley, who acted in 12 Pole and served as an art consultant for that feature. The person chiefly responsible for makeup effects was Joshua Atkins, with prosthetic and practical effect help from Travis Robinson and Brandy Napier.
I think the practical effects in this were definitely one of its strongest points, actually. Thinking about it, they looked really good for what I assume was a fairly low budget.
Yeah, it was a low budget film. It was basically made on not much at all, really. Our little IMDb page says around about £10,000, but I really do feel that was, you know, a roundabout idea. I think it was for a little bit less than money. In fact, it was shot and filmed all in 3 days as well, so it was done quite quickly.
Yeah, no,
it took about 3 months to prepare for this. So for 3 months' work, it's a nice little.
In the nicest way possible. I cannot imagine this cost £10,000 to make. I'd be really surprised if that was the case.
Apart from the camera, if they had to buy the camera, because it looks the camera looks amazing.
Really good, I don't mean that as an insult to the film at all. I just mean that knowing what I know about, you know, films like Paranormal Activity that were made on around about £10,000.
Yeah. And from what you've learnt about doing all of our other episodes, you've realised how much things can cost.
Getting a bit more of an idea of these things.
Sure.
There was a bit that I want to talk about. I don't want to give too much away of this film because it hasn't come out yet, and it's very short. It's only about 13 and a half minutes long.
Yeah.
So saying anything too much, it will ruin it. But
yeah, we've been trying to sort of tread around eggshells a little bit, just so because we don't want to give anything away, and because it is a short movie. You know what I mean? Because it is over very quickly. You know, you don't want to spoil it too much, so you know we are being very careful with what we say, so that, you know, when people do get the chance to watch it, we haven't just given away the entire thing.
One bit I will like to give away though is partway through the film, Manny said, "Oh God, not eye stuff."
Yeah,
Manny's not a fan of it. I mean, to be fair, I don't really like seeing eye stuff in films.
Stuff happening with eyes, and you know we'll just leave it at that. But, I did feel uncomfortable with the second scene, quite in a good way. Obviously,
it's tense, that scene.
Yeah, it is. Like, you are genuinely wondering, oh God, what's this guy about to do? You know, and we will leave that up to our audience to find that out.
It's weird, isn't it? Things like that, when you say eye stuff or like little bits and pieces, can help you want to go see a film. Because I remember that's why I went and watched Hostel for the first time, because someone went, "Yeah, you got to go see this. Some crazy shit happens with someone's eye." I know what you're on. And I always saw Hostel in the shops, and it, you know, had the front cover of it, and I thought, okay, that looks really, really interesting, but I don't know much about it. And then someone said, "Yeah, there's some crazy shit with someone's eye and with someone's Achilles heel."
That is the bit I always remember, because that part with the Achilles heel in Hostel is proper nasty.
Yeah.
Although if we are talking about Hostel, I will bring up the best scene in that film is where he's escaping and he finds that guy who thinks he's another one of the customers, and he fully and he's sort of saying to him, isn't he, about like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna do it quick or slow, man." And it's really funny, but it's genuinely messed up at the same time, and I love that.
Eli Roth in a nutshell.
Yeah,
you know, kind of goofy, but also really nasty.
See, as soon as you say eye stuff, it makes me think of that bit in one of the Saw films. I just remember everyone talking about it at the time.
Saw 2.
Is it Saw 2?
Yeah.
Take his eyeball
I know
out to
exactly
get a
what you're
key?
talking
I was
about.
right at the beginning.
Yeah,
right?
Isn't that in number 1?
No,
Oh,
it's
no,
number 2. The start of number 2. Because me and you, Ruby, used to have arguments about this quite a lot.
And I think I'm just a bit of a freak with eye stuff. It just does not bother me. Like, obviously, if it happened in real life, but so would all of that stuff. Like, yeah, eye stuff just doesn't bother me that much.
Yeah, I'm going to let you all know what Ruby used to say about this because so if you've seen Saw 2, this guy finds out he's got a key behind his eye and he needs to get it out and he's left with a scalpel. And all of us were saying, I would just accept my fate and just let this mark cross me. Ruby's like, no, what you on about? Just pop your eye out, get the key out, pop it back in.
Seriously, I still stand by that. You won't even need the scalpel.
You see me try and put contacts in when Halloween comes around. I had to be pinned down to get
Your
my...
life is being threatened in this situation. Just stick them in, pop it out, get the key out. Lovely, job done. Home by dinner, sir.
I hate to be Captain Obvious, but this is much easier said than done.
Of course it is.
But
it just compared to some of the
you
other
make it sound like a trip to the bloody dentist.
that is horrifying to some people.
Yeah,
fair,
I don't like the dentist.
You see Ruby put contacts in at Halloween, so you just literally poke herself straight in the eye. And getting them out is the worst, because normally by the end of the night, you've had a few drinks. Ruby doesn't give a shit. Just shoves 2 fingers in her eye and just rips these things out. Like, yeah, fuck it, go to bed. And I'm sat there going, I need help to get mine out.
Now, everyone has their thing, don't they? And for me, it's more the way, again, try not to give stuff away, but initially how this character, the bad guy, is acting towards the females in danger. That gets to me a hell of a lot more.
Yeah, it was
than
creepy.
Anything that could
You
be
did
done
not.
to their
Did you
eye.
not know what was going to happen?
Well, no, you don't, and I'm not going to tell you.
No.
But no, I think one of my favourite things about I just love shorts in general. Not the type of trousers, the films or stories. It just sounds weird. Doesn't it?
I love to rock a pair of shorts, especially in the middle of December. You know, it's what it's all about. You know, you got to get some nice air to the.
You like a pair of 3/4 lengths, don't you?
Yeah, you are a massive.
Of course.
Natural air conditioning.
Yeah, no, you know, black band shirt on, you know, camo 3/4 lengths, you know, casual but also metal as fuck. It's lovely.
Anyway, short films and stories is what I meant. Mainly because there just has to be such a skill to it, doesn't there? You know, to tell a story well in a very short amount of time.
Yeah.
It's not easy to do.
Not at all.
To give you enough information to satisfy you, but also leave you wanting more. And I think that is definitely what this did. It definitely left us wanting more. We wanted to know more in a good way.
Well, it gave us a little discussion about it, didn't it? We actually I had to stop these guys from talking so we could do the podcast because they were just discussing about it. And I genuinely I'd like to be at the festival so I can talk to people about this afterwards. And I think I'd love to go to a festival one day because I bet
that'd be sick.
Yeah, but no, I definitely, anyone who's going to be watching this at festival, you enjoy it.
Yeah, no, it certainly gives you a bang for your buck for 2 or 12 minutes, you know. It does the job. I do enjoy that when a movie doesn't mess around too much, and comes in, gets the job done, and it leaves. You know what I mean? But it does so in a way that there is flair to it. You know what I mean? There is enough. It's not like completely bare bones in its presentation. It's not like you're watching something that's completely bare. There clearly was effort put into it. Like I said, like the set design, it was really cool, and the prosthetic and makeup work was really, really good for a low budget film too. So
I really like the artwork as well.
Yeah, no, we were mentioning this. It definitely gives off. So the artwork, if you haven't seen it, it's like a meat hook, and then the title are superimposed above it. And you know, whenever I see a meat hook like that, I immediately think a Texas Chainsaw. I think a few people would, but it's.
I really like this art. I think the colour green. I don't know why, but as soon as I saw it, I had a certain shade of green. The song come in by
Incubus.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Mana.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I think that this is the green that they are talking about in that song.
I think they're talking about weed. Mate.
I don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. No, fair enough.
I just realised. I think there's a figure in the background, right?
There is a figure in the background.
Oh, yeah.
It's all. I mean, we'll be putting this picture on our Twitter, and Ruby can put it up on our Instagram for you guys to check out.
Yeah, you can have a little glimpse.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It looks nice and distressed and kind of gritty and a bit dirty.
And we like it gritty.
Oh, we bloody do. Oh, it's got to give it to me disgusting.
Yeah, and talking about disgusting, I did really like the blood in this. I thought it looked great. It was really super goopy.
I've got time for that. It reminds me of like a lot of 80s horror movies where like the fake blood kind of has that really like thick consistency, and
it's almost black.
Yeah. It gives it a nice icky feel, and
sticky.
Blood is very
really
important.
Does.
Really important.
Well,
films.
if you're gonna have a horror movie in which like blood is drawn, it better look pretty good. You know what I mean? It doesn't even matter if it doesn't look convincing. Just make it look nasty.
And it's got to match the tone as well, hasn't it? Like, if it's a really silly horror film and it's just this bright pink stuff, then I'm fine with it because it's a silly film, silly blood. In this, it's going for that slightly more grimier element, so the blood is grimier. It totally works.
My favourite blood is from Dead Snow.
I haven't actually seen Dead Snow.
It's fun.
I know it's a Nazi zombie movie.
Yeah. In the snow, obviously.
Which is back in vogue because Overlord just came out, didn't it?
I really want to see that.
Yeah, I know, so do I. But I know what Dead Snow is, but what is the bloody scene?
There's loads of bloody scenes.
Oh, right.
All over, but they do it in a way which is not like someone's covered in blood, like their face is completely red. It's like it's been splattered on their face.
Yeah.
But like it looks like there's a million blood spots on their face, and I think
it when that's done well.
Yeah, when you can do blood well on this. And that's what I was thinking on this as well. You can see it in the trailer. One of the women in this film, she wakes up with blood on her face, and I think that was done really well. Yeah. That looks quite good.
You actually mentioned, didn't you, that like she actually like woke up, and sometimes in these movies when a girl gets kidnapped and she'll like wake up, or so have the scene where she wakes up and she still looks absolutely perfect. Like like she looks like she's literally just done her makeup or something. Whereas in this, like she wakes up and her hair's a bit messed up, and she looks dishevelled was the word you used. You know what I mean? And it little touches like that, they make all the difference.
Yeah, and on the girl that was asleep longer, the blood even started to look like it was drying, which was nice and realistic as well.
Yeah.
No, a lot of attention to detail was taken in this film, and a lot of work was put in from Sam. And I think it just, especially with a short film, you really need to do that because every second of your film counts in this.
Yeah, no, of course. You know what I mean. You've got to make it count. You know what I mean? You can't be wasting anybody's time.
No, exactly. So that was Glam. I really enjoyed it, and I'm sure that everyone else is going to. I highly recommend it, as this podcast does. I mean, we're hopefully not going to have to do any of these where we're going to have to say, don't go and watch it.
No,
Right, we have decided to describe the film in 3 words, but we've also decided that we're all going to give it our own word. So we've got 1 word each to describe this film. We'll have a chance to explain our words. I'm going to say smart. Because the main thing that comes away for me from this film is just I really, really liked how the camera work was done. I thought it was really clever, and I feel that it's a massive, like, if you didn't get that camera work right, this film would nowhere not be as good as it is.
Completely.
Yeah, and I think, so smart is my word.
Yeah, the cinematography is well above average.
There's a lot of talent there.
Yeah, there was a lot of flair. My word's minimalist. I think it, and I mean that in the best way possible.
It's definitely a compliment when you say that.
It's no frills. It comes in. For a short film, I think it's kind of important. It comes in, it hits those bases well, and then it's over and done with. You know what I mean? You're not there was no. There were no bells and whistles on it. You know what I mean? Even though it was done with flair, it definitely gets to the point, drives home and then leaves. You know what I mean? And I think that is an absolute compliment. If you consider, a lot of other of these kinds of movies, I think would try too hard to kind of, expand things out. Whereas this film just came in, did its job and left. You know what I mean?
Left its mark.
It did.
I'd probably say sticky. For some reason, the main thing that sticks in my head is that blood. That blood was brilliant. And just grimy in general. It had that nice grimy feel that we all like from a good torture movie,
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think that was... So our 3 words are grimy, smart, and minimalist.
Yeah.
So if you enjoy any of those words,
If that particular combination of words really piques your interest, and go and seek this out, we will leave all of the relevant links in the descriptions, and so you can go and check it out for yourself.
and hopefully this will be for everyone to access early next year.
Yep. Absolutely.
So that was the second instalment of the Point 5 Production series.
That's the second time that you've really been unable to pronounce that.
I know, and I came up with the bloody name.
Regretting that now.
Yeah,
No, I
just a bit.
still like it.
Stick to your guns.
Exactly, and we've really enjoyed doing this series so far. It's a lot of fun, and it's something that we didn't really expect to be doing when we started the podcast until we got a couple of emails about it, which we want to promote a little bit more. We want, if any of you out there or know anyone that has got these independent horror content or independent horror films that they want someone to review or to promote, then send them our way. Our email address is letswatchhorror@gmail.com. Our list is filling up quite quickly, actually. We're pretty much booked with our Point 5 production series into mid-December now, so
Which is awesome.
it's really
Craziness.
cool. Yeah. So the next few weekends we've actually got we've got some exciting new horror movies to watch.
That is never a bad thing, is it?
No, not at all.
I just feel like it's really pulled me out of my slump with horror in general, like actually watching some stuff that, there is every chance we wouldn't have seen, and that's so cool.
No, for sure. I've always been really curious about the sort of the horror underground, you know what I mean? And this is a really good chance for us to, get in and then, let our audience in on anything that we find that might be nice and cool.
Yeah, it's great. It makes me feel good that we get the chance to hopefully get some people watching some good horror films and give these people that have spent a lot of time and a lot of effort making these films a chance to further promote their films. And I never thought that we would be so lucky to have this opportunity. So thank you to everyone that's got in touch with us about their short horror films, and to all of our followers and listeners. Yeah, thank you. It's been awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.
So we'll just finish out with our social media. Obviously, I just said our Gmail account, but I'll say it again. It's letswatchhorror@gmail.com. Our Twitter is @WatchHorrorPod. Our Instagram is, what is it, Ruby? I always forget.
Let's watch Horror Pod.
Yeah, and our Facebook is the same.
Yep.
So thank you very much for listening, and once again, thank you, Tommy Musgrove, for the awesome artwork. See you next week.
In a bit.